First is integer. Python uses the int data type to represent whole integer numbers or values. One can store positive or negative integers of any length. We can create an integer variables using two ways. Directly assigning an integer value to a variable. Also, you can use INT class. I'll tell you how we use it. So this example is already there. Directly, we can assign any integer value to a variable. So this is direct assigning. Also, you can do this thing, a assign, and here you can write int 6. So we'll give white space here. This is also one of the ways to assign value through class name. So you can say a assign, and here you're casting it. You're saying integer and the value is 6. This is casting. So we are casting it with class type. So this is integer, and here in between I'm assigning value to it. This is also one of the ways. You can assign negative value, positive value, anything. So let's say this is another variable of mine, and here I'm assigning value as minus. That's also perfectly fine. You can store negative values also. If you want to print, you can print it also. So for example, I'm writing here print A. Let's execute it. Here also we have Shift plus F10. You can click on that too. Look at this. If you see here, print A, I'm getting 6. Here I want to see the type, so I'm seeing type. Let's do this thing. Print capital A. Run this. So any ways you can use it. If you wish to see the type of variable, you can write type. If you directly want to display variable, you can write the variable name in between print statement. So this is integer data type. Now next is float. To represent floating point values or decimal values, we use float data type. The float type in Python is representing using float class. We can create a float variables again in two ways. First, directly assigning value, or like we did with integer, you can simply use float class too. So both ways are okay. If you're thinking why we are using it, guys, if you get into the complex coding and programming, then the difference is much seen. Otherwise, there is no difference. You can use any of the ways. So you can use it with casting also. You can directly assign also. There's no problem in it. Look at the direct assignment. We already did that. And if I want to use it float class, so always give white spaces, space this. And now I can write float. In bracket, I can write any decimal value. So this is by casting. So this is float data type. So next data type is strings. A string is a sequence of characters enclosed within a single quotes or double quotes. Most of the languages are restricted how you can identify or how you can write any string values. In some of the languages, if I take example of Java only, strings strictly should be enclosed in double quotes. Whereas that's not the case with Python. In Python, you can use either single or double, doesn't matter. So if somebody get confused, most of the time people, coders, if you ask them, they are confused whether we have to give single quotes or double quotes. Then there is no confusion in case of Python. You can use any one of them and it will eliminate any type of restrictions. Anyhow, these characters could be anything like letters, numbers, or special symbols enclosed within double quotation marks. So anything which you enclosed in double quotes or single quotes will act as a string. It doesn't matter what is the type of data. Is it letter, numbers, or special characters? Once it is within the quotes, it's acted as a string. It will be representing as string type. We can create string variables using two ways. Again, the same thing, directly assigning string value to a variable or with the casting of string class. Let's see how we do so. So here I already assign any string value. Beneath this, I'll start with, let's say, s space assign. And here I'm using str, either in single quotes or in inverted quotes. So this is for single quotes. And if you wish to have it in inverted quotes, you can have that too. This, and here we go. And if you wish to have some number in between it, let's say 1, 2, 3, that will also act as a string. The variable will dynamically take its type as string. This is also one of the feature of Python. Next is